Alright everybody, welcome back. So in this video I want to go over a couple of kind of next level editing additions that you can throw into your videos to spice them up a little bit. First thing I want to go over is transitions. Now let me say before we go into transitions, there is nothing wrong with a nice clean cut between clips. So for example, right now from our waves to our palm tree video, it's just a clean cut, and there's nothing wrong with that. Most of the movies use that, but every now and then you might want to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to show you how to do that. The simplest transition that you can do is called a cross dissolve. And the way that you do that is, first of all, you are going to hover over the line that kind of divides two clips. So I'm going to hover over the line that divides waves and palm tree, and then you're going to click it. And you're going to see a little red line there. So then you're going to right click, and then there's going to be an option that says apply default transitions, and you're going to click that. Okay. So now you might see it, you might not, depending on how big your clips are right now. But there is a little yellow box right there, and this is actually our cross dissolve. So if I play this area again, you'll notice the videos just kind of fade into one another. So that is a cross dissolve. Now, if you recall in the first video, I made sure that you guys turned on the effects window. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get into some more kind of fun effects and transitions rather. So to do that, we have to change our mode. So right now we're in editing mode. We're going to go over to the effects mode. This is on the top of Premiere. So once you open that up, your timeline, or your interface rather, should look a little something like this. You're going to go over to the effects panel, and then you're going to see a little folder here that says video transitions, and you're going to drop that down. And then there's going to be a bunch of other drop downs for different types of transitions. Some of them are kind of wonky, a little tacky looking. I wouldn't recommend using these too much unless you have a very specific purpose for them. So I'm going to go into slide, and then I'm going to do, let's do center split. You can preview these, but I would just recommend dragging it in between two clips. So what I do is I'll click and drag, and this one I'm going to drag in between palm tree and beach. Okay, and let's watch this. I can actually just drag the playhead over to see it. Alright, so there you go. So that's that transition. If you don't like it, simply Command Z, undo it. Okay, so that was transitions. Now, next I want to go into quote-unquote graphics. I'm really just going to be showing you text graphics. To do that, you're going to go up to the graphics button up on the top. We're going to be in graphics mode. And if you recall before, I had you guys open up Essential Graphics. That's what this was for. So this right here kind of gives you all these different like template options. You have like different titles and different caption situations. You can do a bunch of different things. I always opt for just the basic title graphic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and I'm going to drag this, and I'm going to drag this on top of my videos. All my videos right now are kind of on the same line. I want it to be on top of it, so when I put my playhead over here, you're going to see that it hovers above that video clip, which is really nice because it adds like a new layer to your video, which is great. To edit it, you can just, as long as your playhead is hovering over it, you should just be able to click it and then change the text. There's also a bunch of options on the Essential Graphics panel, like changing the font, changing the alignment. You can make the size of the text bigger, smaller. You can align it, center it, blah, 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 blah. So many things that you can do. That's how you add a title or even credits at the end. Alright, so now I'm going to go back to my editing panel. And last but not least, I want to show you guys how to add sound. Now, adding sound isn't exactly the hard part, but finding sound can be a little bit tricky. So if you notice, on the Google Classroom, I actually gave you guys a link to a website called Sound Bible. Sound Bible is a website that has a bunch of free sound effects. So I'm going to look up the word beach. You guys might be looking up something very specific. I'm going to look up the word beach. And what will happen is it'll give you all these different previews. My dog didn't like that one. But so you can play the previews, and once you find something you like, click the green link. They might try to fake you out a little bit with an ad. But what you really want to do is you want to click this download MP3 button, and it'll download to your computer. Okay, so I just realized Google Chrome, for whatever reason, has been giving me issues downloading from Sound Bible. So I went on Safari, so if you run into that issue on the iMacs, you might want to do that. So now I am going to download the MP3, and it should, well, unfortunately, it just popped up on my iTunes, but it should come up right in your downloads folder as well. Yep, see, right there, perfect. So now I'm going to X out of both of these, and I'm going to keep my Finder open. And the same way we brought in the media last time is the way that we bring in our sounds as well. Okay, and you'll see it comes up as a sound file. One of the biggest differences is that you can drag it, but it won't go in any of the video areas, the ones that are on the top. It'll go below them, and it comes up a kind of green color. Now, let's say your video that you film has sound already, like we talked about my palm tree video, my beach video having sound. You can actually, you can actually mute those tracks by clicking this M button right here. So just to be sure that there's no interfering with the sound effects that you're adding. So that'll mute those tracks. And this might be a little bit loud, but I'm going to press play. Okay, and you can see that that sound effect successfully worked. One mistake that people commonly make is keeping the sound effects really long, especially if you have like a continuous one. But the video will go on as long as your sound effect goes on, so make sure you cut it as short as you want your video to be. So that is it for sound effects. Now that we have a nice, beautiful, finished video, I'm going to show you how to export it in the next video, which is a super simple process, so check that out when your video is totally, completely done and edited.